First of all, let me just tell you who we are. We are the first business school totally dedicated to health and healthcare, taking a business and management perspective. And our ambition really is to educate the next generation of health and healthcare managers and leaders. We want to reimagine global healthcare. And of course, there's nothing more important today in terms of growth and sectors that are essential for the well-being of society, but also offer lots of opportunities to really engage in a meaningful way in different careers and different roles. Healthcare is so integral. It makes up about 10% of GDP across all OECD countries, with some countries like the United States as high as 20% today. And health is, of course, integral to all our well-being and our prosperity, and it's such an important sector. So at the Global Business School for Health, what we try to do is really apply business and management thinking to the issues that confront us, the health challenges that are so important today that need solved to really make everyone's life better. So we have a number of programs that we offer. They span lots of different areas. We also have, by the way, presentations across these different areas. So if today you have come to learn about funding and finance, but if some of these programs really catch your eye, you can always write to our admissions office and we can set up a one-to-one with you, or you can attend one of the virtual events that we offer around these different programs. So we have our UCL MBA Health, and actually I've just returned from a trip to Egypt with a group of our MBA Health students as part of one of their capstone projects called the Global Health Challenge, where they actually undertake a piece of research in another country and learn about that health system. We also have the UCL Executive MBA Health, which is a mainly online MBA designed for mid-career professionals looking to stay in work while also earning MBA. They also have it's a part-time MBA, ran over 2 years, and each year they also have an opportunity to meet up for a 1-week residential. Then we have our UCL Doctorates in Business Administration Health. As far as I know, it's the only DBA professional doctorates of its kind in health. And we are launching that for 23-24. It's a 5-year doctoral program. We also have our MPhil PhD route that you can take if you want a doctorates. And then we have 3 more taught masters, an MSc in biotech and pharmaceutical management. It doesn't teach you the science of those 2 fields. It really teaches you about the market dynamics and the industry. And then we have digital health and entrepreneurship. And then, of course, we have our UCL MSc in global healthcare management, which allows you to specialize in addition to your core modules in either analytics, finance, and leadership. So, of course, this talk today is about costs. And as much as we all want to have our postgraduate education, there's always that question about how am I going to make it affordable? How am going to fund my education? So here is our MBA Health. We've really worked, by the way, to keep the fee levels down on our programs. And you'll see that compared to many other MBAs, this is a very competitive price. But of course, it can be a challenge to fund that. So for 2023, the tuition for our MBA Health, which is our full-time or part-time in-person MBA, is $45K. As I mentioned, you can take it full-time for 12 months, part-time for 24 months. And it's delivered at UCL East, which is our East London campus at UCL. We also have our executive MBA that I just mentioned, which is mainly online. It's also $45K. It's a full MBA, but offered over 24 months, and the tuition then is distributed accordingly. Our doctorates in business administration health is $12,100, and it runs over 5 years, and so you pay a yearly amount in approximate that amount. And it's a combination of online with, in the first 2 years, there's a taught component. So it's over 5 years. The first 2 years through the taught component, you have a 1 week face-to-face block each term. When then the same thing with our healthcare management, it's a full-time on-campus, it does not offer distance learning. You have a price differentiation there between overseas and UK full-time, and it's 3 years full-time and 5 years part-time. Then our MSCs for this upcoming year of 2023, for UK students, it's 18,000. For overseas students, it's 32,100. And again, the duration is 12 months for full-time, 24 months for part-time, and it's offered at our UCL East campus. So how does that then figure out in terms of how much you pay? So what we've tried to do here is give you an example from our MBA Health to understand the fee structures that used at UCL. So first of all, what do your fees cover? So in this example of our MBA Health, you'll see that it includes your study materials, your registration, your tuition, your exams and resets, your graduation ceremonies. And for those people on the MBA, as I said, I just came back from a trip with a group of them. They pay for their accommodations and flights. UCL covers the ground transportation, all their activities on the grounds, and their meals. So in terms of tuition, for those students taking this program full time, as I said, it's 45 grand. So the way it works at UCL, whatever your tuition is, you'll pay 3 installments. You'll pay an installment over term 1, term 2, term 3. And then you'll also, if you're doing it part-time, you'll pay 6 installments, essentially. You'll pay half that in the first year and half in the second year. There is no charge in terms of interest to pay in installments. Of course, if you want to pay it all up front, you can do that, but there's no discount offered to pay the full amount at the start of your program. So you probably want to pay it over installments so that you stretch it over. Normally, the first installment is before or at the point of enrollment. The second one is around the first week of Feb, and the third one is around the first week of May. Now, in addition, of course, to your cost for your fees, and you know, that kind of breakdown that I just gave you on the MBA Health would be similar to any other of those programs that I've just mentioned. And then this is just a rough estimate of what you could anticipate as an average weekly cost. And I have seen these costs vary significantly between students. So it's just really indicative of what you could anticipate. So rent, you could expect probably around 166, you know, is what's estimated here for your rent per week. Your household bills around £8. If you're getting a transportation card and coming and going from campus, it might be around 15, £31 for food. Of course, you know, this is, you know, 2020 expenses, so it might be up slightly. But again, I know students who would tell me that £31 for food in a week is quite a bit of money that they live on you know, on less. Course materials, mobile phone, going out, and then clothes and health and other expenses. So that's how they break that cost down. And as I said, I would imagine you could anticipate between 200 and 250 pounds a week. Sounds about right to me. So how are you going to fund that? Well, you can fund your expenses in lots of different ways. I'm going to talk to you about UCL's Global Business School for Health scholarships, but UCL also more generally across the university has scholarships and bursaries. There's also, if you're a UK student, you can get government loans, both, for postgraduate work. There's other, or education, there's other funding that's available that I'll mention. And of course, other ways that you can support your education. So first of all, in terms of UCL scholarships, we've got a number of scholarships. Most of our scholarships are around our MBAs. So we've got a number of scholarships available for the executive MBA. We've got our excellence scholarship, and we have some other scholarships as well. We've got a scholarship of one for our MBA, our face-to-face, fully funded, as well as some partially funded scholarships. We have Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarships and Global Healthcare Leaders Scholarships, which are more general scholarships. Any of our students can apply to those. Of course, for women healthcare leaders, it needs to be people who identify as being female. And our Global Healthcare Leaders is, again, a more general scholarship. These are all offered through our department, and you can look at our website. So we're really committed to trying to encourage the most talented students and giving them access and providing scholarships where we can for people from across the globe. So just to talk a little more about this eMBA, we're really excited. 2023 will be the first year that we launch this MBA. So we've got a fully funded, scholarship. So that pays your tuition across the 2 years. We're looking really for a truly exceptional student to undertake the executive MBA and offer this full scholarship too. So in addition to applying, this one is designated for somebody who's employed by the NHS or an equivalent Ministry of Health in their home country. This is only open for people who are on the eMBA. They need a strong overall application, and we'll consider their application, their references for their applications, their personal statement, their CV. And then coupled with that, you need to submit a 500-word essay that articulates your plans and how you plan on making a difference to healthcare management upon completing the degree. We also have some other smaller scholarships that are significant. They're what we call the Executive MBA Health Future Impact Leaders Scholarship. Those are up to £15,000. And that's, again, because it's a part-time program. They're broke over 2 years. So you get $7,500 per year to offset your tuition. Again, we want those exceptional students who might not be able to do our executive MBA without some help. And so this is open to all our eMBA students. You don't necessarily have to work in a ministry. You can once you're accepted and you applied for the program, you can then submit your 500-word essay and be considered for this scholarship. Now we have a similar kind of setup for our MBA Health. Again, one full tuition funded place. This is for a full-time student who would undertake the MBA in over the course of a year. We would be looking at their whole application, and again, they would submit a 500-word essay. I just want to add that if we have a number of exceptional candidates on any of these scholarships, we reserve the right to have interviews. And again, we've got also a number of partial scholarships that we offer for our MBA Health Future Impact Leaders. And those can be up to £15,000, sorry. And then I mentioned to you the Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarship. That's up to £5,000. But I'd also like to mention to you that it's not only for the discount on your tuition, it also provides a really exceptional mentoring and engagement program. Currently, we have PwC mentoring our women healthcare leaders. And this is so getting that leadership coaching and training alongside the scholarship is what makes this a really exciting offer. This is really focused on our MSc students. And again, they need a strong application and a 500-word essay. And then last but not least, we've got our Global Healthcare Leader Scholarship, again, up to 5,000 pounds. Exceptional students from either the UK, Africa, Asia, South America. We're really looking for just those exceptional students who need a little extra financing to help them make a reality of coming to UCL and to the Global Business School for Health. This is, again, focused on our MSc students. They need a strong application accepted into the program, and then they need to submit a 500-word essay. So as you can see with all of these scholarships, that 500-word essay is essential. It is the opportunity for you to really make a very concise and compelling argument of why you believe, in addition to your application to the program, why you should be selected to have this tuition discount and scholarship. Now, in addition to those, scholarships, UCL itself offers a number of scholarships, and you can go to the UCL Scholarship Finder. You can see the web address there. If you put in, your prospective student, the year that you're planning to attend, the level that you're attending, and the department, what country you're from, it will pull up any scholarships that are listed there that you can then consider and apply to. Also, if you're a UK student, you can get up to 11,570 towards your, as a loan from the government for your master's studies. And this is for full-time, part-time. It's also for distance learning, but it doesn't include a flexible mode. You need to be a resident in the UK or England. And you have to be under the age of 60, and you will have to repay that at some future date. Also, this is a really good site, and I always mention it to students. UCL has for postgraduate funding, so there's a large online database. And it has a lot of charities and other organizations that offer grants and funding. You can go to this website. You just go to look for, if you put into Google, Learning Academy Research Development / Doctoral Skills Development Program, you'll come up with this site. Because you're not a current student, you need to put in a PIN. So as a prospective student, you can use this PIN number, 3098. It's worth taking a look. You might find some charities or other organizations, some places you hadn't even thought about writing to or asking about scholarships that might have scholarships that you can apply to. So it's worth really taking the opportunity going through. A lot of students don't think about charities or other types of organizations as funding their studies, but many of them will. And particularly if you're doing professional doctorates or a PhD, it's really worth taking a look at this site. Now, additional sources are, of course, there are various doctorals. The doctoral school has fellowships. Of course, once you're here, you may qualify for some other fundings, some other types of assistance. If you're coming from the United States, the U.S. federal loan system does recognize UCL, and you can apply for a loan there. There are also a couple private organizations that lend to postgraduates. One's called LendWise, and the other one's Future Finance, and there are others that you might know about. And then, of course, if you're an international student, there are a number of scholarships that you can apply to. The Chevening is a great scholarship, and it's really important that you check it out and find the deadline, because I do believe it's imminent. The Commonwealth has scholarships, Fulbright, great. And then again, there's master's bursaries offered by UCL, and you can apply to those as well if you're a UK student. So what you need to do is really your research. Look, find out as much as you can about sources of finance and how you might finance your studies. The other thing I want to mention is that if you're coming from abroad and you're an international student, you can work up to 20 hours per week, Monday to Sunday during term time, and you can work full-time during vacations. Many students come and take part-time jobs. They not only supplement their income, they help them really understand the UK, get to know the culture, make friends and contacts outside the university. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I have many students currently who are in our school who work part-time along their studies. And if anything, I would actually argue that it actually helps them keep organized, keep energized, and take off some of the financial pressure of living in the UK. The other thing is that if you come and you do a master's degree with us, you'll qualify for post-study work as an international student. So many students today stay on and contribute to the UK economy by working here for a few years after they finish their PhD. Their master's. It's a great program. It gives you work experience, and it helps the UK really tap into your talent while you're still here. So a number of successful candidates will be eligible for this 2-year visa. We have an international students office, and if you're have any questions about any of this, they're always available to answer questions and to support you. So just a few more things. So here are the key areas if you want to find out about funding and finance. As I mentioned, funding at UCL GBSH. You can look at our scholarships and funding. Student funding at UCL, you can find that at student funding or scholarships. PG loans for masters, you can find if you're a UK student on the governmental website. And then there's independent financial advice that you can get also through the Money Advice Service or Money Savings Experts. So just as you would research your program, make sure you find the right program for you. It's really important to think about how you're going to fund your program and try to access as many opportunities as you can. So that's really the end of my presentation. Again, if you're interested in the MBA and you haven't applied yet, we've got on the 24th an MBA open day. We also, by the way, on the 25th have a fantastic event that you might want to join. It's a webinar called Bridging Interoperability with a Blockchain, Unlocking Patient Data for Better Outcomes. We've got some fantastic speakers for that event, and it'll give you a little taste of what it's like to be at the Global Business School for Health. And then we also have a research degree healthcare management open day on the 26th. So keep an eye at our events. We've got lots of events all the time. We have a number of in-person events coming up as well in the calendar year that you're more than welcome to attend. So again, always feel free with any questions. We're here to support you. You can write our admissions at GBSH, and we will respond quickly to ensuring that you get the information you need on your journey. So that's really the end of my presentation. I'm now going to switch back on my video. Hopefully I won't have any problems. And I would be more than happy to take any questions that you might have about any of the things that I've talked about. So I'll start from the top. Can you only commence application for scholarship on confirmation of an eMBA application being accepted as successful? That's a great question, because you shouldn't wait. Put your application in for your eMBA and put your scholarship application in at the same time. We will not make scholarship decisions until March 31st, which is when the application deadline comes. But by doing them at the same time, you've covered it off. And if you're accepted into the program, you'll be considered for the scholarship because you'll have applied for that. So you don't have to wait until you're accepted into the EMBA or any program to apply for a scholarship. You can apply to the program and apply for the scholarship at the same time, and I highly recommend it. The next question, the website says there are 3 available scholarships for award for excellent scholarships for the EMBA. Is this no longer the case? Yes, it is the case. And there are, I believe, three scholarships available. And again, there are also there's fully funded scholarships, and then there are the smaller valued scholarships. So please do apply. The next question, GBSH EMBA Award for Excellence, which is fully funded for a UK student applying for a doctorate program. It's covered for the 5 years. Let me just be clear that GBSH EMBA is for the executive MBA. We currently do not have funding for the doctoral programs. So only for the master's programs. So the doctorate program that runs over 5 years, which requires you to already have a master's degree, is not included in those scholarships. Can you apply for 2 different scholarships provided by the university at the same time? Yes, you can. None of these scholarships are mutually exclusive. And I highly recommend and always tell students, apply for everything. Many years ago when I went to university, I started my education with multiple scholarships by being very strategic and making sure that I applied to as many scholarships as I qualified for. You never know which ones you're going to get and what you're not going to get. Is the presentation available? Yes, this is being recorded, and we will put the presentation and the recording on our YouTube channel. And again, if you have any specific questions that you want to ask, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to support you. We want to make sure that you're able to fund your education. We've gone to great lengths to provide a number of scholarships because we really want to make a difference in health and healthcare. And to do that, we recognize that some of the best students will need support. Okay, so I'm going to just give it 1 more minute and see if there's any further questions. If not, as I said, please, feel free to write to us if you want to learn more about a specific program. We're here always to really support you and to help you make a good decision. And to put together a financial package. I always think of financing as a package. It's finding all the ways, factoring in how you're going to have that package. Again, we have the chat and the hand function disabled. So if you want to ask a question, please put it into the Q&A. I'm just going to wait 1 more minute. And then if there's nothing that comes in, I'll close it down. Okay, well, look, thank you so much for your time. Sorry about the difficulties at the beginning, but I do look forward to receiving your application and moreover, helping you on your journey to join us next year. Take care. Bye.